Just like you attach songs to certain memories.
Yes.
When I put together the book and I was trying to decide on a title, I wanted it to feel like the very first album I owned, which
Yes.
my mother my mother owned Diana Ross and Supreme's Greatest Hits. It was a blue vinyl album that opened up and you had 3 portraits of the Supremes was the special gift that you got along with it.
Okay.
And so
you hung the portrait above your bed or something.
Right. I have those. I have those 3. What is it? It's a litho print of a painting of each one of the Supremes with their signature on it.
Okay.
And I said each song represented a greatest hits in the Supremes' career.
Yeah.
And so when I thought about my life and I look back on my life, because I did so many different things, and each one of them I considered, great important things,
Right.
whether it was
A hit, a greatest
dancer,
hit.
a model,
Absolutely.
actor. They all look like greatest hits to me. So for me, it all fit together, and the best way to make that work literally was to title each chapter as a greatest hit song. So I found songs, and it was an interesting process because I picked certain songs and my editor didn't like them, and I would do readings with friends, and it was like we would listen to the music and they would hear a chapter, marrying the right song to the right story, like finding which song best depicted a romance with a particular person, or which one depicted how I felt about my father, or which one depicted how I felt about my mother.
Right. And so it became the soundtrack.
Right. It became the soundtrack, and it's a literary written soundtrack.
It is. And you see some of the lyrics literally scripted inside this particular book. It's such an interesting read. One of the chapters that you wrote about in the soundtrack of your life, it was fascinating to find out that you have a gay brother, an older gay brother.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I mean, you've got to explain what the dynamic was.
How many people get to have a gay brother in life?
I know. That's so exciting to me. I was like, that had to be a really exciting time. How was he influential in your life? I know he was your protector. And
he was my protector, and he was the brilliant, intellectual, smart, straight A student of the family, and extremely nerdy. We're really absolutely nothing alike.
You're opposites. Okay.
We're very, very polar opposites. Even in the gay world, we have completely different sets of friends and completely different sets of interests. I think for maybe 2 years in the 70s, we actually even went to a club together. And we like a lot of the same music. He has a pretend dislike of the Supremes, and I have a pretend dislike of the Fifth Dimension, which is his favorite.
Which is his favorite group. That is so cute.
But he says that I influenced him.
Really?
As the middle child, I was always vying for attention. So I was the one who was always on stage in front of the camera doing stuff, and he was always my encouragement supporter. He would rehearse with me, help me learn my lines, but he was never one to be on stage to shine.
Play the background. Yeah.
And when I came out, he had already left the home and he was in college.
Right.
So he didn't come out until a year after I came out.
How did your family, I read that your mother was very supportive. Your father, on the other hand, not so much. What I didn't understand was why you received such disdain. And did Ricky also? I mean, you're both gay. I didn't understand. What was going on there?
What went on and the dynamics of it all is my young arrogance. As that double-sided coin of like I come out with a bang, like you either love me or you hate me.
Yes.
This is who I am. I'm out the closet.
Yes.
My brother probably chose your path. He was a little bit more discreet. He processed things more. My intention was...
You were too loud.
I was too loud. Right. I was too loud. My whole thing was I didn't want to have to go through lies, and I saw situations where partners didn't bring their lovers to holidays, and I saw situations where you had to make up or bring somebody to some things to appease people.
Right, you needed to have a beard or something that you were bringing.
That was way too much work.
It's too much work. Yeah.
It's like I
went through that.
Right, and it's like if you're gonna love me, you need to love me for who I am, not for what I'm gonna pretend to be for you.